Put your loving hand out, baby. 'Cause I'm begging. Dun, 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 dun. I'm begging, begging you. So put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging, begging you. So put your loving hand out, darling. Riding high when I was king. I played it hard and fast 'cause I had everything. What's that song? Beggin'? I thought it was called Beggin' by Mainskin, but it's Maneskin. I was like, oh, interesting. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Anywho, tell a friend. How does that TikTok audio go again? Tell a friend that a bitch is back. As if anybody was even cared that I was gone. I've been meaning to post some episodes, but honestly, like I was like, well, no, like I literally kind of almost gave up because like, well, nobody's listening. But then I was like, well, like, I mean, who am I? Who do I think I am for people to listen? But I did enjoy it, so I was like, I'm gonna do it again. And plus, I had nothing to talk about. But this episode, I do have something to talk about. I have only one topic to talk about. You would think maybe I've been gone for like 2-3 weeks. Maybe I might have something to talk about. But nope. Life is just that one episode of SpongeBob right now. Whenever Squidward was living the same life over and over again. It's pretty much how it's going on for me right now. It's not fun. Just the same old thing over and over and over and over again. And over. And then over again. And then over again some more. And then when it's done being over, it continues to be over. Over and over and over. The same thing that's over and over and over again. So that's what I'm dealing with. Anywho, what's that whole deal with the what's her name? Beep bada boopa. Beep bada beep bada boopa. What's her name? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. That one singer. Beep bada boop bada beep ba. Beep bada ba. The one who sounds like her name like sounds like an Italian argument or like an argument between two Italian people. That's what her name sounds like to me. Every time I listen to one of her songs, I always go beep bada boop bada beep bada boop beep bada boop bada bop beep bada beep bada. Say I messed up a little bit, but it sounds. I don't know how to say her name. Let me Google it. How do you say? Hold on. Beep. Okay. Her name is Bay Butto B. Bay Butto Boo. Bay. Bay. Oh, Bay Butto. Bay Butto B. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a cool name, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Oh, we're the same height, kind of. I think I'm an inch taller than her. Interesting. She looks cool. I never really looked at her like that before. I just looked at her, listened to her music. I know that one song. I remember the first time I saw her was like her singing in a bedroom. That was the first time I seen her. Um, but yeah, I don't know the whole drama with her right now. Let me Google it actually. Let me Google it on my phone because my iPad's a little bit further than me. Beepity boopity drama. Drama. Can someone explain the full context of the beepity boopity beepita drama? Oh, her name sounds like that one song. Beepity boopity beepity bop. Anyway, this comment person says under Reddit r/beepity boopity. Please, guys, I keep seeing updates to the drama of what she did, posted, or said. And whether it was a misunderstanding or not, I do not have any other social media, so this lore evades me, and I keep searching up what she did. I keep just getting opinions instead of answers. I hate that. I hate that with a passion. Like, what do you like when I go on TikTok and then like somebody will have their opinion or like talk about what happened with someone, and then I click on the blue link and it's like what happened to blah blah blah, and then all it is just like Blah 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 is a B word. Blah 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 is another alphabet letter word. I don't they don't tell you what happened. They only tell you their opinion or like how they would have done different or something or like how they done messed up. What did they do? What did they say? What did they say? Let me see. My understanding from a collection of comments, there's a meme somewhere implying she cannot sing. People at her concert are only singing her popular songs, and apparently there is a song that people look at you weird if you sing along because of the drama. It has something to do with male fans. Apparently, she has not seen the meme, which I also do not know about, and the controversial video she did in a response. That mean comments, not the can't see me. I don't understand. What she did is in response the mean comments. Not okay, not the can't see me. Something about a rapper is connected to this. She posted a comment about men not being able to take a joke, and then men were not able to take the joke, but once again, not sure what the connection is to the larger story. You know what? I did see some stuff happening where a lot of like young men, adolescent men, were like the most upset with what happened. And it is true, men cannot take a joke. Like, I agree with her on that one. Whoever commented this. Men cannot take a joke. And that's a hill I'll stand on for forever because like what do you mean? Is it a hill that I'll die on? I don't know. But men cannot take a joke. Like it's okay for you to say all is misogynistic, Nazi, Kanye, like all these jokes I'm seeing online, but then the second someone says something messed up about XXX Tension or whatever his name is, X, then it's like, oh no, like you have a whole army of adolescent men coming at you. You have our boys coming at you. I'm just saying this is what I've seen online. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, how what do you mean you can be misogynistic, but I can't make fun of him for not having a dad? I don't understand. What is that? Men, whenever they can't take a joke. What is that? What is a joke? Oh, I love that. I love that. That's my favorite thing to say right now. What is that? What is putting up dishes? That's literally me every time I have to do something. What is that? What is walking the dogs? That's me. That do the head thing. Ugh, I love that joke. Please in sequence fill me in because every post related to this has locked comments and I'm not sure where else to ask. Okay. How do I read the comments out right here? Sorry, I don't really. Oh, oh, what the hell? What the hell? Please in sequence fill me in because every post related to this has locked comments and I'm not sure what to ask. Well, your comments are literally locked. Like, literally, I cannot. Bruh, what the hell? Now I'm not gonna be able to know. Okay, so it says edit. I'll just summarize without the emotional sentiment for people like me who prefer text-based data. My personal conclusion for perception are in brackets. A meme exists where there's a video of an artist who can't sing and it's Beepa Boopy singing. She is singing well, so I assume the meme is ironic. At first, I thought it was meant to make fun of indie music in general, but the majority of commenters indicate it is ironic and an ironic compliment. Okay. The video goes on to show rapper NBA Youngboy singing opera in its caption, artist who can sing. Uh, okay. Due to the popularity of the meme, Babe Barubi fans reference this meme and comment artists who can't sing versus artists who can sing on her post as a reference to it. I assume this is the extent of it. I initially assumed it was something more sinister, but without any screenshots or directions to the video, this is the only comments I know of. Babe makes a response to these comments in the video. She states she has not seen the meme. Okay, reasonable. Babe goes on to call these comments men who get no women and says she gets more women than them, and that's why they have all this time to leave mean comments and that they're ugly, so forth. Okay, so all I'm seeing is that she didn't understand a meme, and technically, like, that was kind of like, like, I get it's a joke, but like I said, men don't know they can't take a joke and they don't know how to joke. So as someone who I've listened to her music, she seems very passionate and um I don't know any other word. She seems very passionate and like she what I when I listen to her songs, it feels like she actually like to me she makes beautiful music. And for someone to sit there and which I understand everyone has their own opinion, but if you're just attacking her for no reason, then I don't I think she has a right to stand up for herself. So, I mean, call me call me a feminist, but I think a woman has a right to stand up for herself. What else? Oh dang, I don't even know where I was. Oh wait, hold on. Where am I at? Wait. Okay, I'm right here. Fans are. Wait, let me finish this part right here. Let me see this person's opinion. I understand it is an extra response, but I have siblings and I have also worked with teens before. It just seems like a standard you're mean to me, so I would say the trending mean things to you response. Also, this is basically every rap battle as well. Finding out this was the crash out was underwhelming. Highlighting getting no girls as the young adult equivalent to saying, well, I don't care what you say because you're fat. Standard mean exchanges. Well, usually, I mean, I'm not just saying this because I love Berubi, Beberubi. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm her number one fan, but I'm not gonna sit here and say she's my favorite. Uh, wait, what did I say? I'm not gonna sit here and say she's my favorite artist, but I'm not gonna sit here and say I do not like her music. I listen to some of her music, and they're usually the ones that like I resonate more towards. So, and also growing up with siblings, I can understand where this person says the whole, um, you make fun of me, so I'll call you something mean. I I get that, but I don't the whole crash out situation, I don't understand the video I've seen is just her like talking in her British accent and it was just very like it wasn't like her crashing out. I guess the definition of crashed out has changed tremendously, if that's a crash out. Um, she oh shit, hold on. I was a little too loud, not sorry. I honestly believe that she can stand up for herself. And if young guys, because I've only ever seen on TikTok younger guys making fun of this whole situation, and it just goes to show, and it just goes to show that they're trying to turn something that was a misunderstanding into something that was to make it something that's bigger. And I think that she has a right to defend herself. Honestly, as a woman, like if these young dudes are making fun of you, I'm like if I made music that I really thought was, a piece of me and I released it out and then someone said I couldn't sing, I would try to defend myself because she can sing. And I like I said, I understand that she thinks it's a that she didn't understand that it was a joke, but I honestly think that I don't see anything wrong with this whole situation other than the fact that she can defend her. Well, not nothing wrong, but like other than the fact that these dudes don't know how to take a joke or make a joke. That's the only thing I'm getting out of this whole situation, looking out of the outside who didn't understand anything from it until right now. Um, I'm not sure if anything else was given to this whole thing about this whole thing, but okay, so someone said she fell for obvious rage bait and it brought gender into it. People don't like her making disparaging comments towards men. Okay. Well, when the hell did we stand up for men? When the last time I checked, I don't really care about them. And I don't and I mean that and the only men I care about are the men in my life, my family. And if even women, like the only women I really care about in my life are my family. And I wouldn't call myself a misandrist, but I wouldn't not call myself a misandrist, if you know what I'm saying. I just I don't know, like, I'm still kind of like, ugh, in this whole thing about, men. And it has a lot of people think when I explain it has something to do with my sexuality, but it does not. I promise you, it don't. It's just why the hell do men like it's just my experience, especially like growing up, some of the men in my family just are so red pill, so alpha sigma. Like, bruh, shut up, brothers. You're getting scammed, dude. And it just in the whole history of human, almost everything, and I'm not saying women haven't done some shit that was fucked up, but I'm saying in the whole history of mankind, it was always the men who did the most. th- Everything in the damn book was caused by men almost. You know what I'm saying? In the history books, everything was because of a man. And I don't mean to bring in this whole speech or whatnot. But honestly, I just think if it was a man who made this joke, quote unquote joke about her being a bad singer, I think she has every right to say that. And then also I didn't know that she pulled women like that. That's crazy. Well, not crazy in a bad way, but crazy in like a that's she's probably pulled more women than I've ever looked at in my whole life. But I don't wanna just focus that whole thing, but I'm just saying, like, I don't really wanna give my 100% honest opinion based off of a Reddit post. So, I'm just saying if somebody were bullying me about something I was passionate about, I might stick up for myself and make fun of them. And that's just the person I am. That's just how I grew up. When I was a kid, someone made fun of me. My parents said make fun of them back. My aunts and uncles said make fun of them back. Well, actually, they told me to beat them up. So, but I never did that. So, yeah. Um, but okay, I never did that. But yeah, that's it about the whole beepara situation. So, hopefully and I'm over here acting like it's like world breaking news, but it's not, and I honestly don't. Like I care a little bit, but I don't care enough where I'm gonna let it consume me. The only reason I even knew about the whole situation was because it was on my TikTok feed, and it's because I listened to Beepity Boopity. My favorite song with her is the one with her and what's her name? I don't know how to pronounce her name. Love. I don't know. The Icelandic girl, which last I checked, she was like half Icelandic, half Asian, I think. Let me check. Girl, let me check. Let me check. Uh, Love. Oh. Let's see. Let's see. She is Icelandic and Chinese. Yeah, I can tell. And I think I've seen a video about people saying that she was white passing, and I was like, I don't I don't see that. Like, I guess as someone who grew up mixed race, I can definitely tell when somebody else is mixed race. Like, I think it's her eyes that kind of give it away. She has like really big, beautiful eyes. And I can tell like cuz she's not white, she's like me colored almost. Except for I'm more red and yellow than her. I have more of a what the hell is that? Why is she on here? Anyway, yeah, we're almost the same color, her and I, except for I have a yellowish tint. See, I can easily tell in this picture I'm looking at right now, Wikimedia Commons, she looks like a mixed race person. And that's another thing that I want to talk about is I might do it tomorrow. I don't know. But I'm so tired. It shakes me to my core. I am so tired of as someone all right, so I And well, I'm looking at myself right now. I've been in the sun quite a bit. I'm a little brown. Every time it's summer, I girl, I need to buy me some sunscreen, is all I'm saying. Because I don't want skin cancer. Because I turn really dark really fast. Um, I remember there was this one year I was so light because I didn't go outside. And it might happen again this year, but no, I'm gonna go outside this year. Um, but anyway, changing the subject. I hate as a Hispanic woman, I identify as a Hispanic woman that um okay, so basically on TikTok I've seen the whole I'm Hispanic but look white check or whatever it goes. And I remember reading the comments and people would be like, "Yeah, my boyfriend is white. My boyfriend has blonde hair or not blonde hair, brown hair and green eyes or whatever. And he doesn't look Hispanic, but he is Hispanic. I'm so lucky." Or someone be like, "Yeah, my boyfriend looks white, but he's Hispanic or he's Mexican. I looked out." Like, I don't understand that whole, like, to me, I don't, what I'm hearing is you're attracted to white people, but you lucked out somehow because he's not white. He just looks Mexican, or that he was a Mexican who looked white, but you're attracted to white people, so you lucked out. I don't I don't understand why Hispanic people are so obsessed with being light skinned. I don't get it. Like me personally, like I said, I consider myself brown. My family tells me I'm not. They tell me I'm the color of a golden potato, and I don't see that. I think I look like a potato, but I don't think I look like the color of a golden potato. Um, I have family members who are my dad is borderline black. He is really dark. When I am next to him, I feel white. I feel so white when I'm beside my dad in a sense of my skin color. But I also have cousins who are so white that when I'm beside them, I feel like my dad. But I think it's just cool that like my family comes in all different colors. Because it's not just my dad who's dark, it's my some of my cousins are just as dark as my dad. And I think it's funny that my siblings and I, there's four of us, and there's two of us that are light skinned and there's two of us that are dark skinned. I'm the oldest, my brother and I, so we were born first. I was born first, he was born second. We are the light skinned ones, and then my younger sibling is my brother and my little sister. They're dark skinned. And I think it's funny that I think, well, not funny, but cool and like, interesting how we both came out that way because my mom, she looks like straight up white to me. Um, or my mom looks mixed to me, honestly. And my dad, like I said, is really, really dark. Like he's so dark. His nickname is Black in Spanish. That's what everyone calls him. Is Negro, Black in Spanish. That's what everyone calls my dad. Um, and I just think it's cool. Honestly, I just love that about my family that we come in different shapes, sizes, colors. Um, yeah, and I don't understand why people are just obsessed with looking white. Like to me, I don't know. That's a whole other thing I'm gonna get into later when I actually feel like it. But right now, I wanted to get into bum 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 bum. I wrote the song when I was a kid, so you're gonna enjoy it for a second. It's like I woke up in the wait, how'd it go? So I woke up, wait, I woke up today and I was gay. I don't remember how it goes. I wanted to talk about being bisexual, if you will. Long story short, I don't remember if I ever came out, but, or, I mean, I did come out, but I don't remember if I ever told the story of me coming out, which was, I was the first time I ever said it, I didn't even mean it when I said that I'm bisexual. The first time I said it was to my cousin at the time from a marriage my mom was in. I lived in Texas and he unfriended me on Facebook, which is weird. But anyway, I don't know what I ever did to him. He I really liked him. I thought he's cool. I'd still talk to him today, but I guess he don't like me for some reason, even though his uncle was the asshole. abusive, drug addict, thief, asshole. Anywho, kitty. Sorry, my cat's over here being dumb. I I think that we were hanging out and we were on his front porch and we were talking about some stuff. I can't exactly remember what we were talking about, but we were talking about like gay and stuff, I think. And I was like, I just blurted it out of nowhere. I think I'm bisexual. And he said, I think you are too. And I was like, because I dress very boyish, tomboyish. I've been tomboyish all my life. Really, even to this day. I dress up in like a t-shirt, a graphic t-shirt and some jeans. And I don't really think of it as like an aesthetic. I think of it as an it's comfortable. But don't get me wrong, I do love wearing a dress. I do love wearing a skirt, but I'm insecure about my body weight right now, which by the way, I've lost a couple pounds. No big deal. No big deal. My pants are a little loose on me. No big deal. I'm eating healthy. No big deal. I did not walk for about 2 weeks. I didn't walk every day like I wanted to, but this past week I've been walking. Um, and I'm gonna go today again. I think I went Monday, not Tuesday, Wednesday. Today I'm going. So Wednesday, Thursday. So yeah. So anywho, I always change the subject, I know. I I told him that and he said, I think you are. But the first time anyone's ever told me they thought was I was gay was I was in 6th grade. And I remember I was looking out the window and no, 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 was it? Was it? I think it was, yeah. I was looking at the window passing by another school because my mom had picked us up early from school. And we were passing by another school, a private school. And my mom was like, we were talking about something, and I was just looking out the window because, what else was I to do? I didn't have a phone. And my mom told me, she was like, she was telling me about the sexualities because I think I was talking about my uncle who had came out. And my mom told me there's bisexual when you like men and women. And she said, I think you're bisexual. And I was like, what? Well, before she told me what it was, I was like, what's bisexual? And she was like, when you like men and women. I was like, I don't think that's me. I was like, I like men. And later on that night, I remember taking a shower thinking about men, which don't sound good, but I wasn't thinking about them like that. I was thinking about what's my ideal man? And it was someone who was nice, gentle, sweet, understanding, loving, which now I realize were usually characteristics of a female. So, yeah, like a nerdy guy. Basically, someone soft. I'm not really into like masculine, bearded men like that. Not really my cup of tea. But cut to back in Texas, right? After I had said that I think I was bisexual and I didn't mean it, and I genuinely didn't mean it. It just came out of me out of nowhere. I remember hanging out. Well, I didn't really hang out with her. There was this girl that I hung out with, and why did I say hang out with? We were partners in class, and she was, or probably still is, a lesbian, and she looked like a lesbian, a very masculine lesbian, kind of. I remember I would always see her making out with her girlfriend, and she confused me a little bit. I was unattracted to her, but I didn't like, I've only ever seen gay men in my life, and she was the first lesbian that I've seen who actually was being a lesbian. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, she was making out with her girlfriend. I've never seen that before. And I remember one day we had to like make these fruit cups, and before we made them, for some reason, the teacher made us cut out fruits in a fake cup. Like, we had to make a paper version of the fruit cup, and I gave her the cucumber and I took the cup. And I started laughing, and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I am so sorry. I did not mean to insult you like this." And she was like, "What?" And I looked at the cucumber and I started laughing. And she literally, literally, guys, literally, whoever's listening to this, the next day, from that day on, she never sat beside me again. And that was kind of sad. So I was alone in that class. It wasn't fun. But Yeah, I had no friends when I was in school in Texas, not even one. But there was this one guy who liked me, and that was different. Um, yeah. Anyway, I didn't like him though. Um, what was I getting at? Oh yeah, and there was this one class I was in. This, I guess, girl, because we were girls at the time. She was the one who made me realize I am attracted to women. She wore it was like debate or something. Like I remember everybody had to dress up nice. I seen kids wearing like suits and then I saw her wearing like this black dress. And I remember I would always catch her staring at me sometimes during class. And I think it was because she didn't like me. I think it was because I took her seat and they had to pull up another seat for her. But she was almost never in that class. She was only in there sometimes because she was in a group or something that let her leave. And she would have an excuse to leave that class because it was only health class. So it didn't really, she didn't miss much. And I remember when she walked in, I saw her in this black dress. And I remember thinking, what's happening to me? Why am I all sweaty? What's going on? Why do I feel something? What the heck is going on? And I remember I went home and I could not stop thinking about her. When I was on the bus, waiting for her to go home, waiting for the bus to leave, because it was weird. The bus pulled up right at like a shelter thing. Usually when I go to schools here in my home state, we would just walk to our bus where they were parked at in the parking lot, but the buses will pull up to you. And I remember waiting for everyone to get on my bus because the bus was only there for 5 minutes, and everyone had to make sure they saw their bus. And when I saw her waiting for her bus, I remember just I could not stop staring at her, and I was acting as if the window was not clear. It was clear. There was no tint on it, and I was just staring at her the whole time. And then later on, I went home and I remember laying in bed just thinking about her. And I was like, why can't I not get her out of my freaking head? Why? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And then that's when I looked up at the ceiling again. Like I was just staring at the ceiling and I just looked up and I was like, bruh, like, this cannot be true. I don't want it to be true. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And there it was. My holy shit, I'm attracted to women realization. That's what it was. And literally the same day, I think, because I think it was the same day, I sat down in the living room, the kitchen table, and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I have something to tell you. And she said, What? And I was like, please sit down. I have to tell you something. She was like, just tell me right now. I think she was cleaning up and she was like cleaning up pretty fast. And I was like, please, Mom, just sit down. And she's like, just tell me right now or I'm not gonna listen. And I just whispered it. I didn't even think she could hear me. But I was like, I was I was just really nervous. I remember and I felt something in my stomach. And my head felt hot, like like my brain was expanding. My fingers, my feet, they felt numb. And I remember just whispering it. Like as I had whispered it with a breath I was exhaling. So I didn't even think she heard me. I was like, sexual. And she was like, what? And I was like, nothing, nothing. She's like, no, I heard you. And I was like, looked at her and I know my face turned red. And she was like, I love you. You have a gay uncle who I support more than anything. I was like, well, not more than anything, but she was like, I have you're my brother. And she was just basically supporting me, telling me she loved me. And then her husband at the time came in, like he was there in the living room, and we were living in this tiny ass house. So, like literally, the only thing separating the kitchen and the living room was a counter. So, um, it was a house they had built themselves, really tiny. It was like a square, and it had 3 bedrooms. But I had told her no, he had came in. and from the living room to the kitchen, like literally 2 steps away, and he was like, "Yeah, you know we love you and support you." And I remember in my head thinking like, "Who the fuck are you? Please get away from this conversation I'm having with my mom because I do not like you, you piece of shit." And I remember he hugged me and I was like just way to ruin my big fucking moment. Like literally, who do you think you are? And I want to do an episode on him because he is a real POS. Real POS. Real POS. And I don't know why my mom likes POSs. But anyway. And that's the story of how I came out to my mother. Well, first I came out as bisexual, and then 2 or 3 years later, I came out as gay, like a lesbian. But I don't like the word lesbian because it's just so sexualized to me. So then I came out as gay, and then I was like, Henry Cavill, The Witcher. I think it might be bisexual. And then I realized now I don't have like a real label on myself. But if I were to have a label on myself, it would be bisexual, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't like labels. Don't label me. That's all I gotta say. But for people with small brains, I just call myself bisexual. I like men and women. So that's just me. I've always been like that. But I think I said that my first attraction. Okay, so the real first time I ever felt attracted towards a woman was I was maybe like before I started school. So I was like 5. I think I was even going school shopping. I was at Walmart with my mom and all my siblings and my grandma. And I remember we were I think in the toy aisle or something, and there was this woman. Oh my God. She was so beautiful. I'll never forget her. She had like long brown hair. She had like fair skin. Like, well, I don't know what fair skin means. Like, it was like I can tell she was mixed with something. Maybe like Asian. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe Filipino. I'm not sure. But she was mixed with something. And I remember thinking, oh my God, like she is so beautiful. And when I saw her husband walk up to her, who I'm assuming was her husband because she had a kid in the car, and he came in and was showing her something and they were reading it. And I remember looking at him like, "You POS, get out of this. Go away. We don't need you. No one likes you. Get, get on, skedaddle." I said, get. And that really made me mad when I saw him. And when I got older, I realized, oh, it was because I was attracted to her and she had a husband and that was a threat to me. And that's why I didn't like him. Like literally I remember like my face when I saw her, I was like stunned. But then when I saw her husband, I was like, ew, what the hell? Like I was side eyeing him. And I think that's funny. That was my first time ever having a crush on a woman. But then all throughout elementary school I had crushes on some of my classmates, but I never really thought much of it. Like I would always pretend like I would daydream and pretend I were a boy just so that I could ask out these my classmates that were not boys, that they were girls. And that's what I would dream about. And I dreamed about them quite a bit actually. And I actually had a crush on this one girl, and I remember being so freaking mean to her. And then my mom told me that like, "Oh, if you're mean to someone, that means you like them." And I was like, Psh, why would I like a girl? I'm not. I'm a girl. I'm supposed to like guys." And I remember one day I kept talking about the girl I liked, and this her best friend at the time was like, "Why do you keep talking about her? Do you like her or something?" And I was like, Psh, "No." And then it didn't hit me until years later. I was like, "Oh, I did like her." But I know she lives around me still over here. But I don't really like her anymore. Um I guess I kinda grew out of her. Oh my god. And I don't mean like, I don't know, I guess it's because I lost ever since we were only in that class together, and then when we got older, we never talked again. So, I guess, we kinda grew apart. But I remember I had a best well, she was my best friend, I probably wasn't hers. But I remember I had the biggest crush on her too, and yeah, it was funny. I just had the biggest crush on her. And she didn't know it. She probably doesn't still doesn't know it. I remember we stopped talking in 4th grade. Yeah, we stopped talking in 4th grade. I think 4th or 5th grade. And she didn't know that I had like the biggest crush on her, and I was too scared to talk to her. I don't know why. It was weird. Really weird. I don't know why I'm weird with people. To this day, I'm still weird with people. To this day. Oh, like I went out to eat and my cousin was paying and I stood behind my cousin and I stood behind him because I realized, "Oh my God, am I getting this skinny where I can hide behind my cousin now?" And I wasn't aware that this girl who works at the restaurant, I don't like her like that. I just thought she was a cool person. And I think she thinks that I like her, but I don't. And I was standing behind my cousin and I was also trying to make a phone call. And so I was, remember, just trying to see if my dad was gonna answer his phone because I forgot. I was like, I think I need to pick something up for my dad. And then I remember thinking, that, "Oh, am I getting so skinny I can hide behind my cousin now?" And I was like, "Oh, let me test this out." So I was trying to move every step he took. And then I just remember looking and I was like, "Oh crap, that girl's there. I hope she don't think I was hiding from her or being weird or anything." And I was like, "Why am I so awkward? I don't understand why I am so awkward." But you live and you learn. But I would say, honestly, I thought ever since coming out as bisexual, maybe my chances of having a boyfriend or girlfriend would have increased by at least 50%. But I can honestly say it has decreased by 99% because I am a terrible person when it comes to um flirting. Like you could literally tell me that you love me and I'd be like, "Oh, cool." Like I don't I think my I think I'm so insecure that my brain is like, "Oh, they mean they love you as a friend, not as like as a partner." Like that's how I feel like. But I just wanted to talk about being bisexual and my experience so far, which I honestly can't really say that much on because, I've been basically celibate these last few years. And I think that has to deal with my PCOS and my hormones, but I I'm an open book like I said. And I like being bisexual. I think it's cool. Knowing knowing I don't okay, so I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm a person who does not like attention. I mean, I like attention as much as the next person, but only positive attention. I don't like negative things. If you tell me something about myself, I will cry and I will probably hate you. And I try not to hate people. That's one thing I'm big about is I try my best not to hate someone because to me hate is so strong. And I only I used to only hate one person. Well, I do hate one person and it is my mom's ex-husband. And I used to hate this other girl that I went to high school with who bullied me too damn much for no reason. And but now I realize we both were kids and I hope that she did grow up rich, I believe. She lived in a rich neighborhood, like the very, 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 very rich neighborhood in my community. And I remember just waking up one day and realizing there's got to be something going on with her for her to bully me for no reason. I've never once talked to her in my life. I don't know why she's coming after me. And and honestly, all I gotta say is when the people who have bullied me in high school, in middle school, elementary school, because I've been bullied all throughout my school years. I honestly hope when they have kids that their kids, and I really mean it, I hope their kids do not get bullied like I was, like their parents bullied me. And I really mean that. And that's the difference between them and I. Um, I, I want to say, damn, I don't even, oh yeah, so the attention, I don't like the attention. I don't know how did I talk about bullying from there? But anyway, I don't like any negative attention. And like I said, I will hate you Well, I hate you. If you give me negative attention, I will I'll I'll just be so upset and I'll never talk to you. And I remember telling someone, he told me that he thought I was quote unquote gay for attention, and I was like, why would I be a way that a lot of people hate? Why would I be this way to potentially get myself killed? With all these hate crimes happening to LGBTQ plus people. Honestly, the way I see it is I'm in love. I could be in love with a woman. And if I were, so what? What does that have to do with me doing bisexual stuff in my closed house? I don't I don't understand how it affects you. I genuinely do not understand. I seen a post on Instagram years ago talking about how somebody ordering a sub at Subway, and then has no effect on how your sub is gonna be. I mean, unless it runs out, but like that's still not gonna really. Usually, like that won't that's never happened to me before, and that's how I see life. Is like whatever someone does that to me that's weird. It doesn't affect me. It genuinely does not affect me, so I don't care about it. I'm not gonna put any energy into it. If I don't like something, I just, that's weird. But I'll say it in my head. I won't be like a butthole. I'll be like, that's not for me. I'm gonna skedaddle now. You know, it's not that hard. And to use a book written years and years and years and years ago to justify these actions, but yet you're doing actions that also are not, that are against what's in that book. The best thing I can say is when you point your finger at someone, you have three pointing right back at you. So that's all I have to say. A real person does not like you don't that's basically saying the only way you'll never have a finger pointed back at you is if you don't judge. And I personally believe as long as it's not hurting anyone around you or yourself, or especially kids, I don't see a problem with the way people live their lives. And I'm glad that I was raised to be, to think that way. Um, but like I said, I wanted to say growing up bisexual made me realize that it's cool that people are just so different. Like I mentioned earlier about skin color, it's just so cool how people can be bisexual based on, environmental factors, or even like just maybe genetics, who knows. I don't to this day I still don't understand why I am the way I am. I don't I just remember being this way since I was young, and not even I never understood what it was because I didn't know what it was. And when my mom told me she thought that's what I was, I remember feeling scared because I did deep down in my subconscious, I knew that it was most likely true, but I refused it and I didn't let it go up to like my main, like my main thoughts, if you will. And I just honestly I wonder what makes someone this way. Because I think as of right now, I have one, two, three, four. We have four gay people in my family, if you will. Or four. Well, I think I'm the only bisexual one in my family. And then the other three are like, I have two cousins that are like lesbian, I think. And one's gay, and then my uncle is gay. And then I have one great aunt who's trans. And we have maybe like a lot of people in my family, like a lot. So it just shows that us us five compared to like hundreds, that's very small. That's not a lot. And I wonder what made us this way, honestly. Because like I said, I was this way since as long as I can remember. But I know some people, and I've heard of stories where some people are like straight, but yet there's just this one person they're so in love with, that it could be a woman who swears up and down she's straight, but she meets like one woman and she's the only woman that she'll ever be with. And that's what I think is like environmental, I'm a real big believer on sexuality is a spectrum where you're born this way or something could like affect you to become this way. And honestly, one thing I hate is and I and I'm going to close off with this, okay? Because I know I'm over here trying to be positive and stuff, but as someone who says they're bisexual but also identifies as like unlabeled, what what do you and I see it a lot in women, and I try. It doesn't bother me, but it just I'm just uh, I'm just saying, like, as far as what I've seen in my whole 57 years of being alive is that women who are bisexual almost always have a boyfriend. And I I I know I know that's the whole point of being bisexual, but it just breaks my heart. That's all it does. It just breaks my heart to see a beautiful bisexual woman with a man. I don't know why. I don't understand why. I just it just bothers me, and I don't judge people. I try not to judge people. But all I got to say is Caleb, hearing from Caleb, that podcast, Caleb says things or whatever. I think it's funny what he said about bisexual women and their boyfriends. I I don't and this is coming from someone who semi identifies as bisexual. But I don't whatever floats your boat, I guess. But like I said, but one thing I do hate is, and you can so clearly tell, and this is what gives bisexual people a bad rep in my opinion, are men and women who claim to be bisexual but mainly end up with the opposite sex, and they only do it for attention. They only do it for sexual attention, for clout or whatever. So I I just I guess that's what gives it a bad rep, honestly. That's in my opinion. So, because that's the whole point of being bisexual. And that's one thing I just still don't understand. Like, to me, because basically I guess I am cited as bisexual. I like women more than I like men. And I guess that it depends on where you are on that bisexual scale, because you can prefer men more than women for some reason, or you can prefer women than men, or it can be straight up in the middle. And I think there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like I said, when I'm just gonna say it's weird in my head and walk away. I'm gonna skedaddle. That's all I'm gonna do, because it doesn't affect me, but it's just something I don't understand. And all my life, I've been told by gay people, like gay men and lesbians, that bisexual people are not real. And I don't, I don't, that's all I have to say about the situation. Then I'm just gonna say, scratching my head, and walk away. If you want to be with a man or woman, go ahead. Whatever floats your boat. I don't care. But like I said, I'm just gonna be like, hmm, and walk away, because it's just weird. And I think it's weird because it's the way I'm wired, that I prefer women over men. And so it's weird for me to see another woman prefer a man over a woman. Like, even straight people, like, I just like, what do you see in him? Like, I guess that's like I said, just the way I'm wired. Honestly, just the way I'm wired. Um So yeah, I believe bisexual people are real, but I just don't understand. Like I said, I might be straight up gay. I don't know. I still don't know. That's why I'm unlabeled. And I just prefer to stick that way because it's just easier for me. And I guess my internal, confusion about my sexuality, my struggles affect the way I think about bisexual people. And I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. Do whatever you want. But like I said, I'm just gonna scratch my head and I'm gonna go on somewhere. So I know this episode was very random and very off topic because I wanted to talk about being bisexual, but I don't know what to say. I just like, let me talk about being bisexual because I just love talking about this so much. And then I put the mic in front of my face. I'm like, oh, I put the mic in front of my face. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to say. My brain turned off. So, but it was fun reading that whole beep bada boop situation. And honestly, I love her music and I'll still listen to her. And she's pretty chill. So, I'm just saying I would stick up for myself if I were in her situation. Um, Yeah, so if you're listening to this, do not forget to please, well, first of all, thank you for listening, and to please be kind to yourself and also be kind to somebody else.